Holy crap, I got like 4 thumbs up when the thing first started and then they all went away. Let's get the live chat set up. So hopefully a bunch of people come in. Hopefully I didn't offend too many people too badly with that last one. We are not going to discuss the previous live chat. We're not going to do that. That was strictly for me. I actually thought about disabling comments. But Simon. You okay? Hey guys. So, on a separate note, I had a gentleman stop by. Yeah, how's it? How's it, David? Hey, I was getting ready to, I sent you an email and I don't know if you got it or not. Hang on a second. My wife's phone's ringing. Hello? What's your phone? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Can I talk to Marlene, please?
I'm sorry, you have the wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay?
All right, yeah, bye. So, I had a gentleman stop by yesterday that brought probably about $30,000 in knives, custom knives, high end, like $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 knives. Brought them to my house in a Vons bag, and we went through them. We went through some of his less stuff. He had some items that were really expensive, full customs, that he was like, "Can you do this and this and this?" And I was like, "Probably, but I'm not gonna. You need to send that back to the maker, because if I screw something up, I personally, if I had made a knife that was that nice and a customer took it to somebody like me and they screwed it up, I would be very, very upset with the customer." And so we hammered it out, but he left 3 knives with me that we're gonna look at. So I'd never seen one of these before. This is kind of cool. So we have a plan on what we're gonna do with it. This is an ADV Hummer. That's a big beast. I'd never seen one of these before. This is a 2017 model. So we're gonna do some stuff with this. There's gonna be a finger choil, or it's gonna be a sharpening choil. The blade's probably gonna get ceramic coated, and I think that's where we're gonna stop on that one. And then, let's see, there's 2 in here. So we have this Curtis F3, and the note on it says, "Surprise him." So I probably should dial that back in for myself because there'd be a chance, like, surprise me, but there's no blade. There's no blade. Yeah, surprised? There you go. So anyway, but he prepaid me for all these. So he just texted me. He was watching a live feed. So there's that. And then this is the, Jesus Christ, now I can't think of it. So this is the JB Stout Chavez collaboration. This is the Megalodon or the Megatherium. I can't remember which it is. Put a comb on it, right? So this was that Chavez JB Stout collab. Nico had one. It's been on the channel. What we're going to do with this is we're just going to do a really pimp pile of Megalodon. That's what it was, yeah. So I'm going to try and keep black on all these chamfered areas and then everything else bronze. So you have a black border pretty much all the way around it, except for this area here. This is going to be satin. This is going to be orange peel. And then those chamfered areas are going to be black. We're gonna see if I can pull that one off. I've gotten a lot better at the Scotch-Brite thing and taking my time and things like that. I don't think, I've done a few of them, but a lot of times I have to redo it a couple times. I'm hoping I can get this straightened out. And then there's gonna be, this will be like probably orange peel bronze, satin bronze, and then black on all the, so all the surfaces that are chamfered this way, and then the sides of this are gonna be black. Everything else is gonna be bronze. And then I wanna ask him if he wants to do something with the blade, because I could definitely see this blade taking a really nice tumble and polishing up nice. So, but yeah, he stopped by, dropped those off. We talked for, and we bullshitted for like about an hour. And so I've got those 3 to do, but these probably won't even get started because I still have to work on David's knives. And then I am going to finally, because now I've got the muriatic acid and everything I needed to do it, I am finally gonna take this apart and cut a notch in this one further up and then finish the sharpening on this one. This is that one that I told you guys, like the worst factory edge to date. So it still hasn't been sharpened because I needed to, if I cut in a notch on this, I have to etch the material to match the rest of the blade, or else it's just going to be shiny down in there, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a really fine grit belt to cut in that notch a little further, and Home Depot. I ordered it, but I mean, so that's going to happen today. And then I've got that green and black one that I'm going to try and start today. And then I'm not going to shop tomorrow. I'm probably going to Matt's house and work at Matt's house in the evening. So they usually have it either Home Depot, Dixie Line, places like that. But if you really are having a hard time finding it, find a pool supply place. It's one of the chemicals that's used in pools to keep it's one of the balancing agents, because chlorine's a base, muriatic acid is an acid. You can evil out neutral. That's how you neutralize when you shock something and you get a massive amount of chlorine in it. Then you have to dial it back with muriatic acid, acid base, just like baking soda and vinegar. We talked about that before. It neutralizes the chlorine and turns it into water and some gases and things like that. You can do the same thing with ammonia, but usually ammonia stinks really bad, and it's a lot harder to neutralize without getting harmful chemicals coming out. So there's that. And then I am gonna take Chris's knife. I think this is, no, that's that one. I think, nope, nope, that's not it either. Is this it? Yeah, I'm gonna take this one up. This is a Liao Ma. And if you can see, there's a spot on here that is really dull. There's a wide spot at the back. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open that up a little bit and then clean it up so it looks like it was meant to be there. And then I'm gonna sharpen this for Chris, so I can get his Sparrow and all that shit back to him. And he has a knife in there I've got to refinish. So I think this one, I've got to look at what Chris sent me in the text. So the order has to go like this. This one came in first. This one came in after. This one came in after that. So those are the 3 things I'm going to try and work on. And then those knives I'm going to work on independently. I forget what he wants on this Lion Spy. But I need to talk to him, because the fact is, I don't think I should sharpen this. This is it's obviously a Wicked Edge done job on this, but I have to admit, whoever did this did an amazing job on it. So it is intentional, but the fact is, Leon himself at Blade Show in Portland specifically said, yeah, I have a lot of customers that complain about that. What would you do as a sharpener? I was like, I put it on a fucking belt, like open that choil and then sharpen it. And he goes, that sounds like I wanted a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of work. How about I just send them to you? And I was like, okay, but I gave him my cards and I haven't seen anything. So, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to Chris, because this is, this is a very well done edge, and it is sharp. I don't see charging him for sharpening something that's already sharp, unless we're gonna do the blade. I mean, the tip is a little off, but still really, really well. She just walked out and got in her car. So whoever did that edge did a really good job of it. I honestly can say, yeah, that's a really good edge. It's not too steep. They did get down into that spot down there just ever so slightly. It probably could use a choil, So I'm gonna talk to Chris and see what he says. If he wants me to put a choil in it, refinish the blade and stuff like that, she already knows. So like that's a really well done edge, and this is the most dead center lion steel or Spyderco I've ever seen. I don't know. I don't know if the person adjusted it. It's still off ever so slightly, but still it's a really good edge. And so guys, I like making money, but I don't like making money just by doing something for the sake of doing something to make money if it does not need done. I probably should break that mindset, because the fact is I'm not making enough to. It's a fight and battle, guys. It's running back and forth. Am I going to have enough to do this, enough to do that? I haven't paid my fucking franchise tax board yet. I owe them $1,600, and they're going to shut my business down if I don't pay them. But the fact is, I got rent. So, and then there's been a setback with some other stuff. We'll discuss that later if it comes to fruition. If it turns out that it is not happening, we'll discuss that. But that's a different subject altogether. But we'll do this for a little bit. I figure we'll run this for half hour, 45 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna get my stuff all gathered up, and I'm gonna go up to the shop. I'm gonna work on those knives. I got stuff I need to ship. There's shipping stuff that's gonna happen Friday. Shipping's gonna happen Friday. I'm not gonna try and do it today, because with this stuff stacking up, I got a bunch of stuff that needs shipped, and it's just gonna be, since I'm not going to shop Friday, that's just what Friday's gonna be like it used to be. It's just Friday shipping, and finishing up any small stuff. I got a couple knives I need to sharpen. I am gonna do that choil on that Leon Mont today. So I'll just play shit by ear. But what are you guys all up to? Let's see what's in everybody's pockets today. I had to have a Sabenza day. In the pocket. Random question. Do you know how much the Ferrum Forge Carib was when it came out? I would say, ooh, yuck. I would say, if I remember right, the Carib was right in their price line, right around $550 when it came out. It's about the same price as the NTAC and stuff like that. Their prices went up a little bit over time, but back then, if you were buying it from a dealer, you were paying about $550. So I got this in my pocket. They were all about the same price, I want to say. So between 5 and 7, I'd say, for the Carib. I don't know. I mean, I'll always ask Elliot later. I'm not going to remember. No, I don't have insurance on the business. I really don't. I mean, there's nothing really I need it for. Basically, you know, it's basically you're at risk. So, and the fact is, it's an LLC, and you can't really come after an LLC, because the fact is, like, if something happened and somebody decided they wanted to try and come after the business, I'd shutter the business. I'd fold it there, and basically you're like, oh, I'll just give you the business because it's fucking worthless. It's why it's a limited liability corporation, LLC. So I have limited liability for any of that. So when you set up things, now when you start getting into things like S corps and C corps and things like that, then you have a little bit more, you have a lot more liability that you would be held responsible for. But I mean, basically, you can't really go after an LLC, because a lot of times it's one guy, and the business has no holdings. There's no credit associated with it, and just like me, every cent that comes in the business, if it's not spent on, and if it's not an expense like belts, stones, stuff that I need just for the business, then it turns into it turns into a paycheck for me. There is never, like right now, there's money in the business account. There's a good bit of money in the business account, but that's because I haven't paid myself in almost 2 months. That money's been sitting because I didn't know if I was going to have business expenses and stuff like that. So, and David's knives, they're his knives. I'm going to take them up today, and we're going to do a test spot on that Winx. On that what's it, the sulfuric acid rust remover, and do a spot check and see if it even is worth doing the whole blade. We're gonna see if it changes anything. I tried a really, really, really mild rust remover, and then I showed it to Elliot. Elliot and I are both in agreement. David, we think it's just cold. It's just the roller scale. Mike likes to leave that on, and sometimes you get some weirdness. I don't think it's anything we can really take off. It's just going to be some colors that maybe maybe it got dirty and then it cleaned up, and then you could see some differences in colors. You've seen stuff when I take out a heat treat, it's that weird bluish. It gets blue and bronze and stuff like that. It's that plum color. That's kind of what it is. It's the hot rollers, the roller scale. So I don't know if it's even going to do anything. But we're going to do a test spot and see if it's even worth trying, because if it looks like it's just going to stain it, then we're just going to stop. So I've got to get some baking soda on my way up there, and I have to buy these items for my wife. So I may as well put that in my fucking wallet right now. So what else is going on with everybody else? Don't bother me, I'm retired. Really, I am. I'm retired from the Navy. So, let's see. If she's asking for a post-hole digger run. Yep. Work, and more work. Well, my day's just getting ready to start. I've been up for a little bit. I was running. We're gonna actually, you know what? We're gonna go upstairs. I need to get on the computer anyway. We shouldn't lose signal because I'm going upstairs where both of my routers are. So where are you hiding from your in-laws? Are you in the basement? Are you in the basement watching me on your phone? So my sister has her in-laws at the house for a whole month, or is it just 3 weeks? That's where I wind up going all the time. My bedroom. So guys, my office, in case you've ever wondered what all this stuff is, this is various sundries that my wife sends back from, ooh, hey, that's bright. Various sundries my wife sends back from Japan when she is there, and so it all gets shipped and we store it up here. So David, you'll get a kick out of this. So my wife buys all this. Remember I was telling you she buys all this stuff and then sends it? Salad dressings and stuff like that. Sauces and some pasta. Shoko pepper and stuff. This is stuff cocoa curry. And it's like having a stockroom in a Japanese grocery store up here. So we've got all kinds of seaweed packets and dust and stuff like that. And it's just boxes and boxes and boxes of food. Dry goods, various sundries. There we go. Let's see. Oh, that's lower than I wanted it. That's where I want it. Pop socket works great. I can mount you guys right to my computer monitor. So let's go ahead and oh, yeah, she brings those back too. I love those things. So my Bitcoin miner turns itself off. What's my favorite Japanese meal? I'm pretty simple, to tell you the truth. I have a couple ones that I really love. There's one is chicken nanban, which is a chicken breast that you cut into strips. And then you flour it, you dredge it in flour, and then you give it an egg bath, and then you dredge it in flour again, and then you deep fry it, and then you make a sweet vinegar and soy sauce that goes on top with a Japanese tartar sauce down the middle of each piece, and it's delicious with rice and a little bit of miso soup. But basically, my favorite meal is like just a really plain, a couple of, no, they're way different than chicken fingers. A bowl of rice, a piece of fried, grilled or broiled salted salmon, and miso soup. Just a bowl of rice, a piece of fish, and a bowl of soup. And I am a happy, happy man. Her mother makes some of the best broiled salmon fillets, and that they're great. And she always gets the ones that are pre-salted, like they've been brined, so they come with the salt seasoning all the way through the meat. Oh, it's delicious. And she just broils it until the skin starts to peel away. Oh, fucking delicious. Delicious. Karaage. Yeah, karage's good. The fucking chicken, the little chicken nugget looking things. No, my Bitcoin miner just keeps turning itself off. So we have to do a little bit of Creator Studio. Hey, when I went to my channel, it says on a lighter note. Let's edit this. I'm going to get some hate over that live feed, the earlier one, and that out of character discussion, because to the point of even my sister and I have differing opinions on the president. I mean, we basically agree with the Antifa stuff, but it's some of it that we just don't agree. I personally don't see eye to eye on certain things with my sister, but that's the nice thing about family. You don't have to always get along. Who cares? There are more people who think like you that don't. I hate. Here's the thing. I lost a subscriber here not too long ago, I believe. I haven't checked to make sure. I haven't heard anything from him for a while. And I was like, they had sent an email like, you probably don't care about losing a subscriber. I hate losing a subscriber, any subscriber. Yeah, we do get along good when I'm as far away as possible. Like when I was in Japan, it was great because I was as far away as you could possibly get without the need of a watercraft or aircraft. Like you couldn't drive to Japan and things like that. So that's how Dad and I always got. Dad and I got along great when I just was gone. And I could talk to him on the phone. I love Dad, but we could only, let me put it this way. What's up, Mike? So my father and I, and my sister and I, have basically got this thing. Yeah, we're like bleach and ammonia. We can get along for a short period of time. Like I could, as much as I love my father, there was a reason I only came home. I've only been home in the last 26 years. I think I've been home maybe 6 times. I can probably count them out. I could count them all out because I remember them all. I came home when my grandfather, my dad's dad, got sick and got ready to pass away. I came home when I transferred that first time. I came home when I transferred again. I came home in the middle of my tour on shore duty. I came home with Yuka when I was going back to Japan. I was 5. I came home for when my grandfather got sick and passed away, and I didn't get to say goodbye because I was so late by the time I got home, went to sleep, and he passed while we were sleeping. I came home when my grandmother passed away, and we went to the funeral. I came home for that Christmas, and then I came home when Dad got sick. 8 times in 26 years. And that was the best possible thing. Yeah, I missed her funeral. I was stuck. We had a big inspection going on, and I was still active duty, and I couldn't say no. I tried to change my leave, and they were like, I was like, can we change? And I was pissed because the cunt that was running the fucking inspection could have easily pushed off the inspection. It was not that important of an inspection. As a matter of fact, they didn't even look at my program. And that fucking cunt just would not change shit. So let's see, there's that. I mean, but the whole thing was, I told my dad, I was like, I feel like we've missed so much. That's right. So I did come home because I was at school in Quantico. I can't remember what school that was. That was either designated marksman at the FBI Sniper Academy, or I think that was the machine gun instructor. That was machine gun and machine gunnery instructor that I went to. That was, yeah. I didn't come home when I was at Quantico because I flew out and flew straight back here. That was the trip that I had the 2-week period and I had the weekend off, and I drove back from Chesapeake, Virginia in a Chevy Cobalt, the cheapest rental car that I could get, did not even have cruise control. And I was driving through the fucking mountains into fucking Pennsylvania and fucking West Virginia with no cruise control. And my leg was fucking sore from keeping the throttle pushed. I thought about getting a stick somewhere and just getting a fucking cane so I could take my foot off it, like stop at a gas station and fucking buy a cane. They always have them at fucking those goddamn gas stations. The truck stops, they always have a cane hanging up. You know, fucking buy that thing and just put that on the fucking accelerator. I was so tired. I got out of school at like 4 p.m. I drove into rush hour traffic in Baltimore through I wound up on the outer beltway outside of Baltimore and drove all the way to Ohio and got there. When I get there, like 4 in the morning, some shit. And then slept like 3 hours, went and saw my grandma, went and saw my grandma again, and then drove back Sunday morning to be back Sunday night to go back to school on Monday. Jesus Christ, it was bad. Let's see. Let's add. I'm not going to add anything on this, I don't think. Oh, yeah, I got home like 3:30 in the morning and then drank a six-pack of PBR. It was the first time I'd seen PBR in a fucking bottle, like ever. Like, I honestly did not know you could buy Pabst Blue Ribbon in bottles. I'd only ever seen it in cans, had never seen it in bottles in my entire life. Let's see, we'll put a subscription link. We'll put a video playlist, best reviewer, create element. YouTube has got this thing, so I don't know if you guys know this. You know, I put the end screens in on all my videos where you have the subscription link and the Patreon link, and then you have the 2 videos. If you put you have to have one card in that is a video playlist. That's their deal. You can put cards in and put stuff in for like Patreon and stuff like that, which, like I said, 2 new Patreons. Oh yeah, it was bad. Dad was fishing. I came home. Dad was on a fishing trip. I didn't get to see him that weekend, remember? Dad was down on he was on his annual fishing trip on the Ohio River, or in the mountains in West Virginia, the trout trip. Dad was on a trout trip when I came home that time. I didn't even get to see Dad that time. But what I was saying is, if you want to put a subscription link and a Patreon link in, you have to have a video playlist, or they won't let you do it. Dad was on a transport. Did he get home? I don't think I saw him at all that trip. I think he was gone the entire trip. Save that. So, no, I didn't see him at all. That's right, because I called him when I was leaving to find out, because I got up that morning and I was like, I could always leave late and just get into Virginia early. And he was like, no, he didn't get home. He was like, he wasn't going to get home. Yeah, I mean, I can still do it. I can still pull it back up, but I'm not a slave to it. It happened this morning, though. So check this out, guys. I texted my sister something, and I was talking about that weed juice I made because I woke up and I was still feeling some of the effects, and I was like, it lingers. And all of a sudden, I was subjected to a stream of memories of one of the last trips we ever made to the Ohio SeaWorld. And we were watching the Clyde and Seymour show. Sarah was still, you were still little. and it was hot, and we were watching it, and they bring the walrus up, and it was the Clyde and Seymour fucking the Sea Lion show, and they had the walrus, and he comes out, and it was the Haunted Mansion one, and he comes out, they thought, oh, there he is, that's Uncle, whatever, and he farted, and the lady was, yeah, the fart, she was like, oh my God, it's so bad, and then she walked away, and then she comes back, and she was like, oh, it lingers. I watched that entire memory, and I was like, and then I called mom. I called my mom. I was like, hey, do you remember this? This was amazing. I mean, I could recall everything. I could see the girls' curly blonde hair and their outfits they were wearing and all that. It was bad. Like, it blew into the audience. And we were like, people were like, oh, it's making my eyes water. Let's see here. All changes. It wafted. Yes, it did. So there's that. I'll actually go to my Patreon. I want to do it on this one. Let's go to dashboard. So I've saved all the changes. This video is up, an out of character discussion for me. We'll see how that one gets received. Death. Chris, it smells like death. Chris, do you remember when because you're an Ohio boy, you remember when the SeaWorld was open in Aurora, Ohio? They're at Geauga Lake, and so at Geauga Lake and SeaWorld, and they had the ski show at the Geauga because it was right up against the lake, so they had a ski show. It was a lot of fun, and then they had a water park across. That's like some of my favorite memories were going to SeaWorld with my mom and my sister. Dad didn't go all that often. Dad had a really bad knee. I didn't ever go. No, it wasn't Kings Island. It was Geauga Lake. Geauga Lake was the lake between the two parks. Kings Island is down closer to Cincinnati. We never went to Kings Island. Never once have I ever been to Kings Island. I've been to. We went to Cedar Point a ton. We never went, I don't think we ever made it down to Kings Island. Cedar Point was awesome. I took Yuka the one time we came home. Yuka and I went to Cedar Point, and she had a blast. They had one ride that actually scared her so much she was crying when she came off of it. She was calling her mommy. Kennywood, I remember watching the Kennywood commercials growing up, and we never went there either. So I'm looking at my, Jesus Christ, that has dropped dramatically. Oh, I know what it is. I'm trying to figure out why so I can see my estimated revenue on the channel over the last 28 days. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So Brandon and a couple other folks kicked in on Super Chat, like a bunch. And I remember that now. That's why my revenue was so high. So I'm back down to, I'm probably not going to get paid except every other month. So I had a couple months where I got a paycheck like month to month, back to back. So I make more on Patreon way more on Patreon than I make on YouTube. But I mean, every cent counts. At this point, every fucking penny counts. That's something we'll discuss in the future here. 661 videos. 661 videos that I've put up. You guys believe that shit? You guys have watched me talk about stupid stuff in 661 separate videos. I wanted to do the video, the live feed I did earlier, the one that we're not going to really discuss all that much. I wanted to do it different, and I wanted to get video and embed video in it. But I do know that causes a lot of problems for other channels like Donut Operator and some other guys, and that basically gets your channel flagged. And I don't want to do that, so we tried to fly under the radar. How many total views? I should be able to pull that up. That'll be under analytics. I was just looking at the dashboard. Let's go to actual analytics. Oh, go to new analytics. No, I don't want to. Views. So average 28-day view count is right around 23,000. It dropped off. I was getting a lot more. So I get about 23,000, about 23,300 views. That's I'm rounding it up. Every 28 days. That's my average. That's my view over the last 28 days. So let's look at views. Let's set this as lifetime. Lifetime views. So I gotta do math because there's two separate numbers on this. So bear with me a minute. So unless somebody want to do the math for me, it'll be easier because I can't use my calculator because it's up there. You guys are looking at me on it. All right, is somebody gonna do this? Yeah, it was the bathroom behind the door. I had put it on the doorknob and it fell off and I couldn't find it because it was behind the bathroom door. Somebody got a calculator ready? They can do some math? I don't maths well. Okay, Charles. So 693,493. That is, again, 693,493 plus 41,305. So again, that second number is 41,305. Did you get both of those? Probably just been quicker for me to do the math, but psst. I want to do I've got some serious math that I'm gonna do because now I'm curious about something because they have it listed in minutes. Charles, did I lose you? I should have just done it on paper. Been quicker. Okay, so we're at like 730 something thousand. 693,493, 41,305, 89743. 734,798. You were off by about 3,000. So there's that, but I have 4,417,235 minutes of view time. That's a lot of view time. That's a lot of minutes. Plus, oh wait, because then, so it's split. You have YouTube watch time and then YouTube Premium watch time. So anything that's monetized also goes up on YouTube Premium. So add another 290. So 4,700,237 minutes of view time. It's a lot of time. Here's mine. I had to drop my pants to get to 21. I got to take off my shoes and my pants to get to 21. I got to take my shoes off to get to 20. Good thing I never lost a finger in shop. But my views per video aren't that high. I've got a lot of videos that don't get, let's look at that. Let's look at my videos. 20 and a half. No, I have all my fingers and toes. I didn't lose part of a digit. Let's go here and we'll look at what my highest viewed videos are. We'll look at them by, not by newest, but by the, so like yesterday's video about the Chris Reeves Tonto, that got 331 views. It'll probably get more. The Wee Malice, 500. Buying on the secondary market, why it's a crapshoot, 396, almost 400. My videos don't get usually more than about 400 views. I hit about 400 or 500, and that's usually where they peter out. 500, say, Cold Steel ADV, or AD15, I mean, 516. But if you look at my highest rated videos, highest viewed videos, most viewed, let's look at that. Most viewed, of course, is the, remember when Cold Steel made High Quality Knives, Pepperidge Farms remembers, that has 123,000 views. So my next highest is 27,000 views, and that's that Emerson video. I was doing a bunch of math, and then I have one that has 15,000, one that has 13,000, and then several that have 8,000, 6,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, But when you get below those, that's when you're hitting like 200-300. So if I wanted to make any measurable income from YouTube, I did the math. I would have to put up a video every day, 7 days a week, and get between 10 and 15,000 views on every video. It's the only way you're gonna make any income. So, I mean, I'm working that direction. I do a video almost every day, but the fact is, I don't ever foresee making YouTube financially viable. It's just like, I put up a video of work I've done, I get more business. I put up a picture on Instagram, I get more emails about business. I talk about stuff that I'm doing and things that I can do. I get more people contacting me because my contact info is in the video. It's just, it's a necessary evil. And I've gotten to where I enjoy these morning live feeds because it keeps content up that doesn't necessarily have to be edited. You know what I mean? So let's see if the content scrubbers have caught my content on that Antifa video. Not yet. It is still listed as monetized. I expect by the end of the day that one will probably be demonetized, if not pulled down. So I'm gonna do as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna send a link to that to Uncle Sam's Misguided Children on Instagram so that he can. I'm gonna tell him, like, hey, I did this video. You're more than welcome to use it. I'm gonna let you have free use. Yeah, the one I did earlier. I like it because I could tell Mom we did more than just send weird stuff to each other on Messenger. But I like sending stuff. Okay, you guys know that one friend you've got that sends you shit, and you'll be somewhere like in a waiting room at a hospital or in a DMV waiting room, and I don't know if you guys see, I hit my chin real hard right here. It fucking hurts. When you know what I was doing, but I was doing something I shouldn't have done, and the hand slipped off and hit myself. I shouldn't have done that either. I hit myself in the chin with a wrench, and it hurts. You see it? It's a bruise. I have a bruise on my chin. It's uncomfortable. And so, anyway, you got that one friend that sends you shit, and you're like, I can't open this here. I can't open this in public. I'm in a school. I can't open this. My sister is that person for me. She sends me shit that I'm like, oh God. Did anybody else see that? I'm that friend for most people. My best friend Clint is pretty good at sending me shit that you're like, oh fuck, I wish I hadn't opened that right now. Like you open it, you can't get your phone closed fast enough, and it's making all kinds of fucking porno noises and shit, and people are looking at you like this is a school meeting, and I'm like, oh. Why did I open it? I fucking knew better. Hey sis, look what I found. I found Fallout 3 for Windows. Oh, Charles, that's hilariously wrong and funny. I have the expansion pack too. I have Broken Steel and Point Lookout for that game as well. I don't even know if it'll play on this computer. I don't know if it's compatible with Windows, the current version of Windows. This was I believe that this was the Game of the Year edition, that it came packed with the expansion pack. But I have it for PS3, so let's see. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm going to shopping a little bit. It's buggy on current Windows. It was buggy on fucking Vista, on Windows Vista and Windows XP. It was buggy on both of those. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I've got games that I can't even play. You remember Black and White, sis? This game? Oh no, that's Homeworld. Homeworld won't play. Black and White, that's the game where you can be a god or a demon. You just basically, you control your own fate, and you get people to start worshiping you and you kill them. I bought this, I played it a bunch, and it will not play on any platform I have anymore. And then I have the Sims Double Deluxe version. I've got Command and Conquer Generals and all the expansion packs for that. It won't play. I have all of the You Don't Know Jack games. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those that I've got won't play on anything. I'm just hoping that I can find a workaround on something, or find a way to fix that laptop and run it on the old operating system that should still be on it. I don't know what's wrong with it. It won't boot. So that would be cool. There's got to be a way to play those games. I just refuse to get rid of them because I like to play in them. What else have I got up there? I got Star Wars X-Wing, Call of Duty 4, Crime Scene Investigations, Soldier of Fortune. I got a ton of computer games. I just can't even play anymore. I have... Where'd that go? I have this. Oh, that was so much fun. I have, you guys can't see it right now, but this is the Small Arms Instructor tool set for that was designed for Centers for Security Forces, and I got this training aid, and I only kept it for the humor factor because they very shortly got a lot of messages from us experts. I was teaching weapons. I was a weapons guy. I taught crew serve weapons. I shot machine guns. I taught marksmanship. I taught all that stuff at ranges and things like that. And they send this, and there's so much incorrect stuff because this is Center for Security Forces. They had the cops, the Navy cops, create this. And I'm like, it's fucking all wrong. Like your weapons conditions, the way that you do this, the questions that you're asking here, your answers are incorrect. 100% incorrect. They never had a weapons guy on the team that created this. I keep this because it's funny. Every once in a while, I'll be like, I haven't seen that in a while, and I'll go through and I'll look at it, and shit is so fucked up in it. Weapons safety training aid. If you listen to this, you're going to... If you were doing this, the stuff they talk about in here, and you came to my range, I'd kick you off the range. You wouldn't shoot that day. Be like, yep, go home, pack it up, come back tomorrow. I have a... this one actually does work, and this one's fun. So this is an interactive electronic tech manual for the 5-inch, the Mark 38 Mod 1, which is the Mark 38 Mod 1 is the machine gun. Oh, I've been back for 47 minutes. So this is SW36. This is an MMO manual, and it is basically a interactive electronic technical manual for the 25mm chain gun cannon. You can see it right there in the picture, and I keep this because it's fun. It's got some animated schematics. It shows you can animate and look and watch. It's just stuff that, it's a nostalgia thing. Every once in a while I'll break this out and I'll go through it and play it and watch it. It's got fault isolation, corrective maintenance, work packages, all that stuff, like illustrated parts list, stuff like that. I have an old North Star guide, which was a study guide for... I have a animated hydraulic schematic for a 5-inch gun system somewhere. I have an old game called Darkstone. Never was able to beat it. It always glitched. I would get to the end of the game and it would glitch. I was never able to finish that game. What's this? Just fun stuff I have in the office that just is collecting fucking dust on that top shelf. So guys, I'm going to end this feed. I need to get changed, get up to the shop. I want to try and drop packages off for at least Charles. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just haven't fucking done it. I want to get them shipped out. In all likelihood, everything's going to ship tomorrow. I think that's what I'm going to do, is ship everything tomorrow. Because I hate, at this point right now, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm having a lot of back pain. I'm having a hard time getting in and out of the car. That's part of the reason I haven't done it. I just dread the idea of getting in and out of the car. So I want to try and see what I can get done and just do all the shipping one day this week. Plus, I still need to open that. Charles, if you're still watching, I still need to open that package and get your shit that's sliding around. I forgot I wanted to do that. So I'll open that package. I'll get you. I know it's your Hornet. I'm pretty sure it's your Hornet that's sliding around. I'll repackage that one. I've made sure that I've got the address right. It is the same way I put it on that stuff. Lost connection. How are you? I'm good, bro. How are you? So, wait, is this Jeff? Alpha Boss is Jeff, right? I think so. But, so yeah, I'm heading up to the shop to work on some stuff today. And then I'm gonna see what I can get done today, and then see what I can get out for shipping. I've got knives that need to go out, and I need to get Dwayne's knives packed up, sans the two that I'm gonna refinish for him, and he's gonna just pay me back later. He already had sent them. I want to do the work anyway. Dwayne's done enough for the channel that like I'm pretty sure I can. I'm pretty sure I can do his stuff gratis for a while until he's able to come through, because he had money set aside that he decided to use for something else. And I can't fault him. Ow. So he took that money that we were going to use to refinish, and he's throwing it into buying an AR platform. And I told him, yeah, that's if they're talking about making it more difficult for you to purchase them, you need to do it now. So I agree with that. I would hate to see somebody not get something they want based on the stupidity of others. That's something I should have brought up in the fucking video. I do agree in some regulations on firearms ownership. You know, I don't want felons to have guns. I believe that we should have a background check. I believe that you should have a cool down waiting list period. I don't see a problem with any of those things. The problem I have is when they start getting into punishing law-abiding citizens because someone did something stupid with a weapon. Because I got news for you. It does not matter if you take the guns out of law-abiding citizens' hands. You now have a population of sheep that cannot defend themselves. Because I got news for you. Criminals aren't going to turn their guns in because by definition, they're already breaking the law. Right? You see where I'm coming from on that one? That one's not hard to fucking to visualize and figure out. And one of the other things is private gun ownership in this country is the only reason that this country has never been invaded. Really? When you come down to it, I want you to think about the harsh reality that an invading force, regardless what country, would have to deal with a country that has more guns in private ownership than there are people to carry them. There are 3 people in this house. I could give everyone in this house 2 guns and still have spares. Right? Go ahead, kick in my door. That door was locked for your protection, not mine. So there's no way it would ever happen. I don't think they could feasibly pass a law that would take the guns out of the hands of everyone. Yeah, that's the only reason the Japanese didn't try to invade. The Japanese thought about it and they're like, that's a fundamentally bad idea. It'd be like Switzerland. Switzerland's neutral. Like when my friends are having an argument, bro, I'm Switzerland. So I'm Switzerland. I'm neutral. But you don't want to try and invade Switzerland because they have a very well-trained military and every house has got a fucking weapon in it. Every adult male is issued a weapon and they're charged with the responsibility and maintenance of said weapon. So they also have bombs hidden everywhere. Yeah. So, but I'm like Switzerland. I'll stay neutral till you start fucking stepping on my turf and then I'm gonna fuck you up. You can say whatever you want. Just stay out of my face with it. Here's the thing. I already own everything I want as far as weapons. And here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, AR this, AR that. I don't. I honestly do not want an AR platform really, except I have one because my father left it to me. It's one that he had. And so that's the only reason I would own one, is just because my dad left it to me. Assault rifles, I got news for you. Assault rifles are inherently inaccurate. They're the multi-tool of the gun world. They are. They're the multi-tool of the gun world. They try to fit you can put this on it, you put optics on it. It's kind of like a jack of all trades. You can use it for so much stuff. But the fact is, an assault weapon, not near as accurate as a hunting rifle, not ever be as accurate or as reliable as a fucking bolt action rifle. And I can mount a really, really powerful scope on a really powerful rifle. I got news for you. I'm way more dangerous with that old 308 Savage that is behind the closet door at my parents' house in Ohio than I ever have been with any other weapon. Ask Sis, I was fucking cutting limbs out of the trees with it. So, and here's the thing, I can fucking, with that old 308 and that 17 HMR, they're fucking nail drivers. They're tack drivers. I can take fucking limbs, like little limbs off a tree with a 17 HMR and that 308. And the '06, holy shit. The 17 HMR, you ready for this, guys? This will be my last story about the gun stuff. So the 17 HMR, before the big house was built out on the pond, there used to just be a flat area where the house is now. And I went out there and I was shooting groundhogs. So I have this 17 HMR, I'm shooting groundhogs out kind of I'm on the outer limit of that 17 HMR, 150, it'll still go, but it doesn't have that explosive effect that you get from the 17 HMR rounds. They just come apart. And I'm shooting groundhogs, and I'm like, I know I'm hitting them, but I can see clouds of dirt coming up. I was like, did I miss? I was like, this is a pretty accurate little rifle. And so I was laying across the hood of my mom's Jeep with a blanket down, and I'm fucking shooting these up in the upper field. And the whole thing is because the groundhogs do a lot of damage to fields, and they make holes and tunnels. You drop a fucking wheel in on a wagon, break the wheel off. So you try and eliminate them. And so what I was doing was I was shooting them. I'd go pick them up and I'd throw them along the fence line. So the people that were renting that property from my parents weren't having to deal with dead animals in areas where they might be mowing and cutting stuff. So anyway, I'm like, am I fucking missing? There's no way I'm missing with this rifle. It is that accurate. Like dead center and dimes at 50 yards. And so I was like, let me turn around. And so the old shit house, the old outhouse that was out there, my grandfather built a privacy shield so you could open the door in the summer and let air in while you're taking a shit down there in his outhouse because it would be fucking hot. And so along this privacy shield, you had plywood, and then there was a row of nails that was holding the plywood, and a row of nails that was holding the plywood to a framing thing. And I could see the black dot through the scope. I could see the black dot real clearly, and I could see the line of rust running down the plywood. I was like, you know what? Let me see how close I can come to that nail. And so I pulled the trigger. I dead centered it on a nail. I pulled the trigger. It had a fucking snap, nice little snap on that trigger. It was like breaking glass. There was no movement, no jiggle. Pow! And I'm like, dude, I missed the entire fucking shit house. I'm like, was that a squib round? And so I pull it open. I look down the barrel, and I was like, nah, it's fucking clean. There's no obstruction. There's no bore obstruction. And so I walk down, and I am like 50 yards at most from that shit house. And I walk down, and I'm like, there's no way I missed. There's no way. I'm like, maybe there's a hole. Maybe I'm off by a little bit. Maybe I pulled the shot, didn't realize it. I go down, and I'm like, okay. And I walk down to where the fucking nail was gone. I was like, oh, shit. Literally a tack driver. And so I went back and I told Dad, and he's like, well, about how far out were you shooting? I was like, I don't know, like 150 yards. He goes, he's like, those things are just going in and out. They've lost enough juice that they're not exploding. You killed it. It's dead. It just had enough oomph. It had enough juice left in it. The groundhog had enough juice left in it that it was able to make it back into the hole. I was like, okay. And then I saw a blackbird on a post clear across the end of the pond, half-acre pond, and I fucking beated that thing in. I was like, let's give it another shot. I pulled the trigger. Fucking just feathers. I'm like, all right, there's nothing wrong with this gun. So, yeah. Somebody said something. The poor Amish kid that was there for the roof outhouse, he saw all the bullet holes and ran out scared of his pants down. Yeah. So my dad was having the roof replaced, and Mom and Dad everybody was gone. The house was locked up. And they had this Amish kid that was doing a metal roof on the house and out over the deck. And when he was in the outhouse, because he's like, oh, I see an outhouse. He found a coffee can, still had toilet paper in it. My grandfather would put toilet paper in a coffee can. And then he's sitting there and he realizes that he's got the door open and there's just bullet holes all over this shit house. And he goes, he's like, I have chosen poorly. So he's like, he hurried up and wiped him, goes running out like with his pants and pulled his pants up as he run out. He talked to my dad later. He goes, my dad's like, there's still fucking toilet paper down there? Bullet holes all over that old thing. What the fuck is this? Guys, if you could do me a favor, Google Crazy Sharp, and I have a business posting, and you can go in and you can make comments, you can leave thumbs up, things like that on Google Business. So And I probably am going to start a Twitch channel because there's a lot of nights I can't sleep, and I will start streaming video game stuff on Twitch. When that does happen, I will give you guys a notification on that. I am going to go. I have work to do. It is 9:43. It's just about the time I said I wanted to leave to go up to the shop. If I leave any earlier than this, that 25-minute drive turns into a 45 that later. So love you guys all. Like I said, there's an issue with financial stuff right now. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to call anybody out. But right now, I don't care if you guys think it's begging or not. I am begging you guys to just do whatever you can on that GoFundMe. If you guys can donate, that's great. If you can't, try to share it to people you think can donate. Because right now, we've come to a situation where something has not happened that was promised, and I can't stop her skating. And so the other option is I work 24 hours a day. So that's where we're at with that. The only reason I do live feeds is right now is I'm waiting to go to the shop. It's the only reason I did a live feed this morning instead of like trying to maybe do Lyft or something. So it's frustrating, it's disappointing, and it's unfortunate. But we'll see what we can do as far as the GoFundMe. It's made like $1,200 on the GoFundMe, and then it just petered out. So if you guys are able to donate, I ask you please. It's for my daughter's benefit. I see nothing out of it. It goes straight. I've got it set up now to go straight into her bank account. So if you are able to jump in on that, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, I understand. I 100% understand. I could not jump on a GoFundMe as much as I wanted to for anything right now, but please do try to share it with people you think that would be interested. I'm going to try and get more videos of her skating put up on her channel, and put a link to that on her GoFundMe. But right now there's a terrifying prospect that I'm looking down the barrel of, and I hate to think that it's truly what's happening. But we'll discuss that later if it actually is the case. So I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see you in the next video.